Hello, my friends, and welcome to Turn the Page, a Bible study and Bible journaling channel for women. I'm Laura Muse. On this channel, I lead studies through the Bible and go through facts and details about the text to give you inspiration for your Bible journaling and, of course, to help you grow closer to God and share the good news with others. I got the idea for this channel from my own Bible journaling, and I thought I would share my method with anyone who wants to hear it. So last week we looked at Capernaum, the city that was Jesus' headquarters, its archaeology, its industry, and the relationship to Jesus and his ministry. This week, I am going to start our actual Bible study, focusing on Jairus, so the character Jairus. So if you want to play along, try to create a Bible journal entry based on the study, either in your journaling Bible or in your Bible journal, and tell us about it in the comments. So here's how this study works. This is an inductive Bible study. The study comes entirely from the text itself, and we're going through short sections of the text, really short sections, because inductive Bible studies can get really detailed in parts. Basically, there are 3 parts to an inductive Bible study. You have identification, interpretation, and application. And the first part of this will be in identification. And with identification, you look at what is going on, the who, what, and where of the text. Interpretation, it goes a little deeper. It's the why and how of the text. And the last part, the application, is you look at how does this text help us, or how is it relevant in the here and now. So let's dive in. If you have your Bible, open it with me to Mark chapter 5, starting with verse 21. And I'll give you time to look it up. Now, when Jesus had crossed over again by the boat to the other side, a great multitude gathered to him, and he was by the sea. Verse 22. And behold, one of the rulers of the synagogue came, Jairus by name, and when he saw him, he fell at his feet. Verse 23, and begged him earnestly, saying, My little daughter lies at the point of death. Come and lay your hands on her, that she may be healed, and she will live. Verse 24, so Jesus went with him, and a great multitude followed him and thronged him. Okay, so now I've read the text, and it's time to do the first part of the study, which is the identification. These questions are going to seem a little simple because I'm deliberately summarizing the points in the text. So these questions are meant to review the main points in the text. So here we go with identification, and we'll go through the basic questions: who, what, and where. So the first question is, who is in this story? What are the names of the characters in the story? And again, very simple, but it's really important to remember this for when you're trying to do the interpretation. So, of course, the first person in the story is Jesus, then Jairus, and the crowd of people. So the next question we're going to look at is what happened. And now I'll just be summarizing what happened in the text itself. So Jairus came to Jesus and begged for help with his sick daughter. And Jesus went with him, and the crowd thronged him. That means they pressed in on him really, really close. And the next question is, where did all of this happen? And of course, the answer to that is it happened in the city of Capernaum on the sea, right next to the lake. So now we get to some more difficult questions, the why and how of the questions. So basically, we're going to go a little bit deeper. That's why we call it interpretation. So it's kind of self-explanatory. So first question is, why did Jairus beg Jesus to go with him instead of just asking him? There was probably a lot of emotion in his voice. And of course, this is a simple question with a simple answer. He was a terrified parent who was probably panicking. It was as if, at the time of the recording of this, coronavirus is running rampant, and it's as if his daughter had the illness. And if he wasn't so desperate, he wouldn't have left her when she was actively dying in bed. He wanted him to come right away. So the next question is, why was the crowd thronging Jesus when they were trying to get to Jairus' house and to Jairus' daughter so that Jesus could heal her? And we'll get into more detail in the next video, but Jesus had done quite a few miracles in Capernaum, and everyone wanted something from him. And it would probably be a little bit like if the paparazzi were to see a celebrity now. They'd be pressing in on him, trying to have him answer questions and get something from him. Now, the next questions are the application questions, where we find out how this story matters in the here and now. So the question is, why was Jesus' response to Jairus so quick? He didn't ask questions. He didn't clarify. He just got up and went with Jairus right away. And the thing is, Jesus really does care about our problems here on earth. He doesn't always get us exactly what we want, but he will never leave us alone without trying to comfort us in some way. He is always with us, no matter what, and always wants to comfort us and guide us through life. Well, that's the first part of this study. Next Friday, we'll look at the next few verses about Jesus and the woman with the flow of blood. And that's my favorite part of this particular study, so I'm really looking forward to going through that with you. Now, can you think up a Bible journal entry to go with this? Tell me about it in the comments. And if you would like to add any other questions or comments about the study, please feel free to tell us about it in the comments too. Thank you so much for watching Turn the Page. Please like and subscribe. We look forward to hearing